Let's talk Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker in 2022. This is a 3.5-year-old game. It sounds a little weird to say, but in the last 6 months, it has done better in the first year. Listen, the first year, it didn't even sell 1 million copies. It took about 1.5 years before we saw that growth in 1 million copies sold. And then from year 2 to year 3, it sold 1 million copies in 1 year and it beat out its first year. And the reason why that is because of the terrible job it did advertising. And I think social media, content creators, and TikTok have really blown Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker up. If you don't like negativity, the next part of this video is probably not for you, so go ahead and skip it because I'm just gonna hit you with some cold hard facts. Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker struggles with its updates. The last one they gave us was like 6 jutsus, nerfs, and patches that really didn't do anything, and then they gave us a bunch of emotes that typically crashes the game if a bunch of people do it at once. Also, hey, when's the last time we got a new item in Shinobi Striker that was really worth anything? Yeah, I got the burning sun gloves. Whoop-de-doo, what are those really doing for me? I can do an infinite that takes 10 years to finish. Woo! I'm so excited, guys. I'm kind of getting a little bit of a negative Nancy, and I get it, but listen to me right now. If you're looking for new maps in Shinobi Striker, don't hold your breath because they're not coming. So if you're looking to come back to Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker and you left because of modders, hey, don't come back anytime soon. All they did was ban a few of them, and those people just made new accounts and continued to mod. It really didn't do anything. Oh, and if you think they're gonna start listening to the fans, it took Big Daddy Globku to say something before they even thought about fixing the modders in Shinobi Striker. Why is the Rain Village the only one that gets a weather? So you think there's no thunderstorms in the Cloud Village, there's no sandstorm in the Sand Village, and there's not gonna be snow, rain, or anything else weather in the Leaf Village. The Leaf Village is literally like all the climates put together. Oh, we don't even have the Mist Village. We don't even have the Rock Village. So really, what are we doing? We're not gonna get those maps. So at least give us those. At least fill out the roster. So where is the new items in Shinobi Striker? Also, why is it always sunny in the lobby or either nighttime in the lobby? Where's the snow? It was literally Christmas and you gave us year 1 rewards and didn't update anything about Shinobi Striker. Where's my little, I want a Santa hat. Where's my Santa hat? You know what I'm saying? You give me a cap, a nightcap, but you won't give me a Santa hat? That doesn't really make sense to me. That's some big questions in Shinobi Striker that I have never been able to answer. So you tell me we haven't had a DLC in 2 months. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm not trying to complain the whole time in this video, but it took 2 months for Kawaki and we're not getting new clothes with him. We're not even getting the Karma Steel face paint. We're getting his little tattoo on his eye. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. And I also do like the piercing, don't get me wrong, but can we not get some Ishiki outfit or some Jigen outfit? Come on, man. The next subject that I want to talk about is a little bit sensitive for both parties, and I'm going to try to touch around it as much as possible. Recently, Ventus SGN put out a video talking about the comp scene, and I'm actually on Team Ventus on this one. I'm a huge Fleeboy Jetson fan. I'm a huge SPL fan. I'm a huge Clan Wars fan, but the things that Ventus said in that video, I have to agree with. I actually didn't disagree with too much in the video, which is a little bit different because he and I don't normally see eye to eye about things in Shinobi Striker. One of the first things I didn't agree with is the term competitiveness and E-League. I don't think Shinobi Striker has an E-League, but I do think it is in its infancy. Fleeboy Jetson is the sole proprietor of the comp scene and the comp tournaments, but I do definitely agree if he just decided, hey, I want to move on for Shinobi Striker, the comp scene on PlayStation would really just die out because it does rely heavily on him. But Xbox has its own type of system. PC has some other type of systems. They have their own scrim sets. They have their own stuff. But scrims, competitive scene, what are you supposed to call it at that point? A competitive battle is just a fierce battle against other players. And I think if you have something on the line, if it's just bragging rights, that's fine. But sometimes Clan Wars SPL does have money, and sometimes Fleeboy Jetson and the other tournament does have sponsorships, but it's not backed by Bandai, Soloi, or Tencent Gaming. So you can't call it an E-League because most E-Leagues are backed by the game developers or backed up by big money. So you can't really call it an E-League, but you can call it a comp scene. You can call it competitive because it is. It's just battling each other and they're only trying to scrim each other, not these other little people running around. They might catch you in a queue, but they're not searching for you. The only other thing that I didn't really like about what he said is the player base. I think he only went on about PlayStation, but that's okay because that's just an honest mistake. I think he didn't add PC and Xbox and PlayStation all together. Maybe there's about 5,000 active players on at one time, but the high life, I would say there's about 20,000 people playing. Again, I talked about earlier in year 3, they've seen some outstanding growth in Shinobi Striker. Honestly, Shinobi Striker is probably as big as it's going to be right now. You're probably wondering, what does this have to do with a Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker game update? And let me tell you right now, this kind of changes the mood towards competitive players. Honestly, I watched this and I was like, wow, I didn't know that was the outwards looking in type scene, and I didn't think about this. I always thought about this way too. I always thought the competitive players carried Shinobi Strikers. After watching this video that he put out, I was like, wow, we are only about 9 to 10% of the community, and we think that we're the biggest people. If I go to a restaurant and I only see me buying food, in my head, I would honestly think think, oh wow, I'm keeping this place afloat. I'm not seeing the 90 other people that come in there 10 minutes after me. So it's kind of the same situation where the comp scene only sees each other and only talk to each other, but they don't talk to the people outside. So I kind of got that after this video. So just think about it like that, as hey, this Shinobi Striker community is a lot bigger than you think it is. Something I really like that he talked about is the comp players being toxic. A lot of people in the Shinobi Striker community are toxic, but every community has toxic people, and anime games especially bring out the most toxic people in the world. You're probably wondering why exactly I'm even talking about this in a Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker game update. This is the community. In my head before this video, I thought, well, the comp scene is keeping this whole type of game alive and we're keeping the player base going, but in reality it's not true. And he showed me that in that video, that the comp scene thinks they're so good and that they're so big that they're carrying Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, but in reality it's the 90% of other people who make up the community, and like the comp scene's only like 9 to 10%. And I bring you to one of my other points, and almost the last one, I promise. He talks about how the game is not balanced and that it is pay to win, and he's 110% correct. This game is pay to win, and I fully understand that. If I could buy everybody DLC, I would, but YouTube doesn't pay me that much, and you know Bondi isn't paying me any money. But listen, this game is pay to win, and I'm sorry for that. I wish it wasn't the case, because this game is fun when it is just free for all. If everybody just used free jutsus, this game would be really fun. Everybody's running Sharingan and Leaf Rising Wind, but no, we're running Uchiha Shuriken and Dynamic and Chakra Claws, and I'm sorry about that. But there's nothing I can do about that. I guess I could stop putting videos about that, but the game can change that, and that is another reason why the tournaments, they do ban weapons to keep the playing field even. He also mentions there's blue screens, there's crashes, and you can't have that in E-League or a competitive scene in other games. They would just not allow that, and the tournaments would not commence. They can't have that. So that's why I think Shinobi Striker is in its infancy, if there's ever going to be an E-League, but there's a possibility that we get these games fixed, and that's why I'm talking about this. I feel like there's a fix coming up, and I feel like they're just, you know, working on things, and that's why updates are taking so slow, because they're trying to backtrack. Why is the game crashing so much? I promise you this is the last thing I'm going to talk about the video. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. He talks about pitfalling, and what Naruto character that you knew other than Shisui, because I mean, you know, he fell. What dude you knew pitfall? I don't know any ninja that pitfall and died, okay? Why is there pitfalls in Shinobi Striker? That needs to be eliminated. And guys, this video had such an impact on me. It kind of changed the way I thought, but guys, we should never knock somebody's grind, and we shouldn't knock content creators. You shouldn't try to stream snipe content creators. You should help promote them, even if you don't really like them. If you don't like them, don't bother them at all, because they are still promoting Shinobi Striker to make it bigger. That's what he's really saying in this video. I'm going to use TikTok as an example of content creators pushing Shinobi Striker. On TikTok, I have one video that has 3 million views for Shinobi Striker. That is more advertisement views than ever for Shinobi Striker, and people always ask, what game is this? What game is this? And people answer them, Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. That's more people pushing Shinobi Striker than ever, and the growth of TikTok has really helped Shinobi Striker in its growth, especially of recent, because the game has been so cheap around Christmas. People are getting money, they're getting Christmas cards, they're getting PSNs, all that stuff, and they're buying the game because it was so cheap. They put the DLCs for cheap, and I think content creators are so undervalued by pushing advertisement for Shinobi Striker and pushing the game, and I don't think Bondi, Solo Eye, or Tencent Gaming are doing a good job of promoting this game and helping it grow. I think honestly they may want to see it die. Content creators push you to buy a game. Me personally, I watched Afro Senju play this, and I was like, dude, I can create my own ninja. Let me get on that, because I want to play people. I want to beat people up with Rasengan 3.5 years later, and I'm still kind of enjoying Shinobi Striker. There's really no updates, but we'll talk about that a little bit. Content creators push you to the game, push you to buy the game, buy the DLCs, tell you which DLCs to buy. Greyfang, Nappy, Ventus SGN, Fleaboy Jetson, The Devastator, I Am Reno, Sasuke X Uchiha, and other great content creators are pushing people to buy the game. I see in their comment section all the time, I bought this game because I love your content. Me personally, I've seen that a few times as well. So we got to be careful on what we put out there, because it's literally, we're doing the advertisement for Shinobi Striker. Bandai Namco, I'm waiting for my check at any moment. I push so many people to buy the game, it's unbelievable. And we're doing this for free. They're not buying us, they're not paying us, they're not doing anything. We're literally doing their work for them. If we just stop making content, I don't know how well this game's gonna grow, because who's gonna post a TikTok? Who's gonna post the YouTube videos? The game may die if content creators are like, I don't really want to do this anymore for free. The next part of this video is gonna be more about the Kawaki DLC, and a lot of people were misunderstood, and even myself, I thought when they said early this year, I definitely thought they meant early January, and I want to apologize on my behalf. I really thought it did say early in January. That's one of those like placebo effects where we all thought like Tinkerbell was like in the Disney logo type stuff, or whatever that's called. But listen guys, I apologize. Kawaki's gonna come out in February, and I hope to see you guys. It's a weird date though, it's on a Friday. That's a little weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. Guys, I'm still hopeful for Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, even a Shinobi Striker 2. I'm looking forward to season 5. Yes, season 5 is confirmed, season 6 and 7, because that is the contract after season 7. There is no contract for after that. So we'll have to really see if there's a Shinobi Strikers after that. Keep on your toes, because I don't know. I'm hopeful. But guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope there's no toxicity left in this community, man. I'm tired of it. See ya.